Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday morning. Today's live stream is is a little bit different. Look at her. Happy Sunday morning, everyone. My name's Dia. This is DiasFrugalLife. That's my grandbaby Dia and my daughter Cora right there. We're just trying to give y'all some updates. It's been a hard few days. Good morning, Kathy. Good morning. Yeah, it's been a hard few days, especially for Cora. But I'll let her tell you
Here, I'm
what
gonna
was
let the
up
dogs
with.
in real quick, okay?
All right. Aw. Yeah, I'll let you tell them like in more detail. But yeah, baby Dia was at the ER at Children's, and it was a little scary. It was a little scary, but she's okay. But she got some medical issues she's gonna have to deal with. Well, Cora is gonna have to take good care of her, but she's okay. She's okay now. I'll let Cora tell you. How are you, Kathy? I woke up kind of late. I'm just now sort of getting around. I'm right outside McDonald's, but I just wanted to come live and tell you guys for a few minutes an update on my grandbaby. Yeah,
All right.
Cora's been tired AF, as she calls it. She's.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Oh.
All right, girl. Oh, I can imagine, Kathy. I'm gonna take care of your mommy. Um, that's a full-time job. All right, Miss Cora, if you wanna tell them the update on Baby Dia, you got the
Yeah.
microphone, girl.
Um, I think 4 days ago now
Mm.
that we've been in the hospital for like I think 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, it was at least 2, 3
Um,
days for sure. It seemed like
oh,
forever
at
though.
least three, but
Yeah.
yeah, and for the baby, because my mom and I were on FaceTime whenever that one day was.
Mhm.
And I was feeding her some sweet potato. I had her in her high chair and everything. And all of a sudden, she went crazy. She started like having a seizure. Well, I was gonna say or something, but it was a seizure. She had a seizure. We didn't know what it was, obviously, but we were like, "What the freak?"
Yeah.
But yeah, so see, she was seasoned a little bit too much seasoning, and look at her. What you doing? Yeah. Yeah, so she had a seizure, and then right after that, she had another seizure too. Maybe in the span of like 15 or 30 minutes after,
Yeah.
she had another seizure. And so I was like, what the freak? Um, anyways, go to the hospital. I didn't know what it was. I was just, I don't know, that was weird. So I wanted to check on it.
Yeah.
And so we went to Children's, and oh yeah, they got her in real good. Um, what's it called? Yeah, so they did like all kinds of testing. They did a EEG, which so basically, yeah. So the EEG she did was like almost like a EKG, but it's on your head. Came back that part of her, like the back of her right side, would flash. Her brain would, like whatever it's called,
They described it as like a spark
react.
or like
Yeah, it
react.
would react.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a little spark kind of thing.
Yeah.
whenever we were doing that test on her. So because of that, the doctors were saying like sometimes like our brains spark too, but I mean it doesn't mean anything unless you actually have a seizure, which from what they saw, what I saw before that, where she was seizing, then it's like for sure a seizure.
Yeah.
And then what's it called? So yeah, and then we did a MRI on her head. Her head is fine. There's no swelling, no
Yeah.
bleeding or
No
anything like that.
tumors,
She's
no
good.
bleeding. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just I guess she's just wired like that. But yeah, so she's got focal seizures and it's a type of epilepsy.
Hmm.
And I gotta let these dogs in, girl. Chiquita's out there causing a ruckus.
All
Hold
right.
on. But yeah, you can kind of talk about it to
Okay.
them and stuff.
All right. Yeah. So she was admitted um, to the children's hospital, and she was there for seemed like a whole week, but it was probably 2 3 days, like in total. Um, but yeah, that was scary because Corey and I were on FaceTime, and she was feeding the baby some sweet potatoes, and then she just zoned out, her little happy self in a high chair, and then she just kind of like her, I don't know, her eyes, just like when we start thinking about something and we're just kind of like daydream. Well, she started doing that, and she just kind of zoned out, just kind of looking like that. And then in a way, she was like came to, but then she like twisted in a way and was kind of like jerking, not not like you would imagine a typical seizure, like what we would think is a seizure, like constant, like super shaking. She would just like slight jerk movements, and we were both like, what is going on with this baby? Like, she's never done that. What So we were wondering what the heck was going on. We didn't think it was a seizure or anything, because in our minds, from what we think a seizure is like full blown, like extreme shaking and twitching and all kinds of stuff like that. But it's more slight. It's more slight in babies. It can be anyway, but it's hard to detect sometimes. Oh, hi, Jordan. Hi, Skylar. So, yeah. For those of you just joining, yeah, baby Dia was at the children's ER. It seemed like a whole day of waiting, but they actually put her in front of the line because they uh,
She had a
they
seizure at the
took her.
hospital.
Yeah, yeah, they took her in because then I guess again she had a seizure at the hospital. But
Yeah.
yeah, after evaluating her and then admitting her to actual children's, and then doing a ton of exams. I think she did a CAT scan, the EEG, and then finally they did an MRI, and they diagnosed her with focal epilepsy. Is that what it was?
No,
Focal.
focal seizure. She has focal seizures. It's a type of epilepsy.
Okay. Okay.
So because there's only one part in the back of her head, just this one little part on her head that like reacts to
Yeah.
whatever's going on. Let me see
Yeah.
if I gotta clean my camera. That's better.
Okay.
Um, yeah. So that because whenever she was seizing, a lot of people they like super shake and like
Yeah.
eyes roll back of their head stuff. Well, she was
Yeah.
shaking, but it was towards that one spot in her head, like the one
Mhm.
side. So she was just flopping on one side, and it was both of her arms. I mean, everything was flopping, but
Yeah. Yeah. But
then
it
that was like
wasn't like what we would think a seizure is. It was just like little tiny type of movement. Like her head just went to the one side, and she was just like, it
it was
wasn't
fast.
like what you would think, like you would see like in movies or whatever, what you would think, like extreme seizing, foaming, and all that kind of stuff. It wasn't even like that. So we never thought, okay, it's a seizure. That's not our first instinct. But it was definitely odd. It
Well, that
was,
was first instinct that it was a seizure.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and now like we've been diving deep in YouTube and like looking at examples of like babies and toddlers and children and what that looks like, and then the type of seizure that she gets, and like it's just educating ourselves on YouTube more about it. But yeah, let me see.
Yeah, so she basically has the focal seizures and then sometimes absent seizures,
Yeah,
which can go hand in hand with like any kind of seizures, those absent ones. So
yeah,
like she could, because like at first the whole day pretty much she was just spaced out looking like she was just,
yeah,
and then I thought she was tired, but it was already like 30 minutes at least of her already awake, and usually she's ready to just conquer the day like woo.
yeah,
But yeah, I was feeding her, she didn't even like want the food or anything, which was super weird. She was just like, and then like later she would snap out of it and kind of like look around and kind of eat a
hmm,
little bit. But
yeah,
yeah, and later she was just like going crazy. And I was like, dang girl, over here flip flopping and everything.
yeah,
But yeah, and then so I took her in the room because I didn't know what that was. Shoot. I took her in the room and I kind of laid her down a little bit to calm her down. And she was
hmm,
already like calmed down at that point, but she was still kind of like,
yeah.
and uh,
Not her usual self, that's for sure.
yeah. And then I put her on my lap, and then she starts seizing again. Like I sit her on my lap, and she starts going to that right side again too, like the first one.
Yeah,
But yeah, and then at the hospital too, she had like one or two more seizures at least. And then, but yeah, they said that she has epilepsy, and it's like the focal and then the absent kind,
hmm,
um, kind of combo right there.
yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm getting like educated on this stuff because like I
I
didn't
didn't
even
realize
know. I
different
had no
kinds.
idea about that. The only seizures I knew was when they're either like foaming or drooling at the mouth
Hmm.
and like shaking, and because
Yeah.
I dealt with that with like my mom has seizures, but hers look way different than baby Diaz. And I've had
Hmm.
other family members have that and they act way different. And then of course I wasn't really educated on it, but with YouTube, you can like see it at an instant. Type anything and all this stuff pops up, and they even have where they
Hmm.
video these babies and these children and adults, like they even video their own selves just to like help people out. Plus, um, you can also see like on the comments of these videos how helpful it is to other people. And then other people complain like, "Why are you recording that? You shouldn't be doing that. You should
Hmm.
be posting it." But little do
It
they know
helps.
is the doctors, yeah, it does help to educate people to see like how it actually looks, to be aware, to like pass the
Yeah.
knowledge so you can know. But the doctors actually tell you to record this stuff so then they can see, because it's not going to happen exactly when you go see them. And if
So
the baby might look like she's normal, like nothing's going on at the time, but it might have happened right before or it'll happen after, you never know. So they actually want you to record them when things are, when they're having a seizure so then they can see.
yeah, it was crazy because like I was kind of like, man, they're probably not gonna believe me, whatever
Yeah.
else, because that's how it was for me all growing
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. That's how it
But
was for
yeah,
Cora. Like,
yeah, we go over there though, and what's it called? From what I was saying that she looked like, they were real quick about it. So they're like, oh yeah, that was probably a seizure. So
yeah.
then definitely was confirmation with her when her little EEG thing came back
Yeah.
flickering and stuff in the brain. So, but yeah, and then I got like the very, because they were telling me too, like you need to record it,
Yeah.
record it, and then because I know a lot of other hospitals they would have just sent me home, girl. They would have
Yeah.
just sent us, not even care. But here, just take some Tylenol. But
Yeah.
yeah, so they told me like keep recording. So I got a very like I got a couple parts when she was seizing again in the what's it called,
The ER.
yeah, the ER waiting room. So she was. Then I told them too. I think she just had a seizure because I don't know what it was or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, then they were like, okay, yeah, we're gonna move you on in. So
Yeah.
yeah, decently fast. It was like 6 hours,
Yeah.
but that's still. There was like
Yeah.
70 others waiting outside to get in. It was so
Hmm.
packed. I don't even know what day that
I
was,
can
but
imagine because like children's is like specifically for like the children's
mhm.
medical center is for the babies. So
Yeah.
they would be jam packed. Like if you can go to
Mhm.
a specific pediatric one, that's where people are going to mostly take them to. So it's going to be jam packed.
Yeah. Yeah, cuz they all go. And then
Yeah.
they said too like and
Hmm.
so basically she's got to take medicine probably the rest of her life. If
Yeah.
not, she might grow out of it. Who knows? But
Yeah.
so far, I take medicine twice a day,
Yeah.
and yeah, and then I have like an emergency one for if she starts seizing for like 5 minutes or over,
Hmm.
or if she has multiple seizures within an hour. I think like more than three within the hour.
Yeah.
Then I get that, and then I have to take her to the hospital. But if she's like uncontrollably seizing, like doesn't stop, after 5 minutes, or if I don't somehow get it under control, then call 911. They say if it is kind of like pretty much under control, like how it was last time,
Hmm.
she just had like a few of them, and she was decent. Then I could take her in the car since we live close to the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say if anything, call 911, and that ambulance will take her straight here. So,
Yeah.
like, all right.
Yeah.
And they were recommending just to go there because they all get shipped there anyways.
Hmm. Yeah. They'll either like transport them. If just depends on like what's going on exactly, what they see. They'll either take her to the closest one and then transport her from there, or if they can take
Mm-hmm.
her like straight to children's, and they'll do that. But yeah,
Yeah.
let me read some of the comments.
Skylar said, so seizures run in the family. Yeah, my grandma, so her mom
Yeah.
had them, my dad had them, or had one, and then I think your brother had some or whatever.
Yeah, my brother though, he ended up having like a super high fever, and then he ended up with meningitis when he was a little baby.
Yeah,
So
so
that
that's what
that
that.
was like something else. But like baby Dia didn't have a fever. She wasn't sick.
Yeah,
Nothing
she was
like that.
sick. No,
No.
it was just her brain,
Yeah.
just
And
how
it
she
and
was.
it does seem like it is more mild of a seizure, but it's not that it's more mild. It's just a different type of seizure.
Yeah,
Because I was even seeing some videos on YouTube where these little kids, these little babies were having seizures, and they weren't really like twitching, jerking or anything. It was just their eyes were just like they were just zoned out. They weren't
and
responding or anything until
a
the
lot
the seizure, seized, I guess it called, like until it stopped, and then they would like move their eyes again and like be aware. But
There's a specific seizure too where you don't move. You just kind of, well, you kind of stretch. And she was doing that, like get tensed up and just super stretch like that.
yeah.
Um, that like 10x, like all the way out. And she
Hmm.
was doing that too, and I got that on video. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, but then their lips could even turn blue, purple because they stop breathing and whatever else. You're not
Yeah.
necessarily shaking, causing a scene kind of thing, but
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't realize there was like different types like that.
Yeah, I didn't either. I didn't like from the obvious that I grew up, observing, and
Yeah.
from like what they would show in movies or, whatever like that. That's the only thing that I knew. Let me see. Kay Kennedy said, one of my daughters had petite mal seizures as a baby. It's freaking scary. It is. And then you start thinking like all kinds of different thoughts. Like, well, what else is going on with it? Does she have tumors? Is it like something even more serious? Like, it is super scary. Bilal, hola. Hola.
My bad.
Laura. Oh, hi, Mom. Alicia sending love and prayers. Thank you, Alicia. She was put on a monitor for 19 months and some medication that was over 42 years ago. Oh,
Dang.
wow. Does she still have them, or did they kind of go away? Because some people it goes away, and some people it just continues forever. Like my mom, she still takes medication for that, and it helps a lot. And she's even got some I describe it as a pacemaker, but it actually is connected to your brain instead of your heart, and it stimulates it somehow. And like she hardly gets seizures because of that. Plus, she takes medicine, so that has helped her a lot. But like a pacemaker almost, and she's got to change the battery to it every like a handful of years. They'll have to change that, so it does help a lot. Yeah, grandma says her son had meningitis. Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he was in a coma. I don't know how. I can't remember how old he was, but a little bit older than baby Dia. And
Didn't
like
you say he was
he
like?
had to relearn how to walk and how to move and how to talk and all kinds of stuff. He was a little toddler. Like he had to learn everything again. But he's pretty good now. Like you could never you wouldn't be able to tell that he ever went through that. Look at her. She wants her fingers. Oh, you have to see if you can show them. She's got two little bottom teeth now. She got her two little bottom teeth.
Say hi. Say hi. Show them your little teeth. Show them your little teeth.
She just
Little
wants to.
teeth.
Oh,
Oh,
she wants to eat her fingers, girl. This little shit of mine, Hyland. Aw, thank you. Yes. See, every once in a while, barely noticeable, she resorts to holistic medicine as soon as she became an adult. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of worried because as far as like being medicated, I don't know enough about any of that. Like I'm just now starting to like try to research some of that. But I do get scared because I know a lot of the medication have so many side effects. It's crazy. I don't
oh, I
want
have
her.
to tell you guys something about that too. Speaking of,
All right.
come here. Hold on. All right. So this doctor, um, I seen him a few times in there. I guess he would come and just whatever, whatever. Like I don't know, because it was like almost like a different doctor every like 6 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
But which is good. But this dude, first of all, he had seizures when he was little. He said, and he
Mhm.
said that he just grew out of it.
Mhm.
But uh, he was saying, because I told him like, okay, well maybe it's just a lot on her right now because she's teething, and he was like, well, I mean, basically anything's possible. But
Yeah.
supposedly that he said for her to stop because she did baby Oragel for her teething and it helped her a lot. And he said because I told him that we don't do vaccines anymore. We kind of got like guilt tripped and everything, and they're doing the initial ones, and then which the like I
Yeah.
could see like a couple, that she would need. Girl,
Yeah.
girl, what are
There's
you doing?
yeah, I do see like a handful of them that may be necessary, but a lot of
Yeah.
them are not very necessary. And we're not against it, but we don't think if you absolutely don't need, then we should look for a different way to do it. And like she
Okay, I'm
was
back,
saying,
y'all.
a more holistic way. That's what I see.
Okay,
I
well, he
think
was
having
saying, my bad, what?
oh yeah, that I agree with a more holistic way. Like to me, the actual medications and like the more traditional that we have now, more traditional is more towards my last resort in my opinion, my outlook at it, but like cuz there's
But
just
see,
so many
girl,
side effects to it.
how good this doctor was. He
Yeah.
was telling me that stop taking baby Oragel for her,
Mhm.
and then us too to stop doing Oragel because there's so many toxins in it, and it'll like basically go to your blood, make your blood toxic.
Mm.
And I was like, what the frig? Dang.
Yeah, that
I didn't
sadly
real.
that's like in
That's what they sell.
most medications, most food now, most like
Yeah.
everything, everything.
But he
It's
was
crazy.
saying too, because he agreed with not doing vaccines. He said he doesn't do that for his kids either. He's a dang doctor, girl. But
Yeah,
yeah, so he was saying that for her teething, just use like a wet towel, frozen fruit, something like that, like how we were doing frozen
yeah,
binkies.
yeah,
It's just, I was like, well, baby Orajel, I know it worked good. I know it worked really good for my mom, so I'll try it. And it worked good for her, but girl, I ain't trying to toxic her blood or nothing like that, or
yeah,
whatever it's called. Yeah, that was crazy, and that's how toxic they all are, because they didn't even prescribe anything to her, like besides Tylenol, because she had bit her tongue, her with her little two teeth, and her
yeah.
tongue was bleeding. Yeah,
Aw,
she was like all kinds of bloody. I was like, oh.
aw.
But and then with like the IV and stuff, they gave her a little bit of Tylenol. But yeah, girl, he was like, no, like they're pretty much all bad. I was like, dang,
Yeah, yeah,
okay, well,
yeah. That's
yeah,
what sucks. It's like it's. I mean, I see the point to it because they're trying to help people, and that's how it should be. But there's so much bad stuff in it. It's crazy. Yeah, yeah. See, like
hmm,
Kathy's saying, like everything is
everything's
toxic
toxic.
now. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah. Even if you
that's
like purchase organic type of stuff, like you even hear like Roundup and different things and like water runoff and it'll go to their fields and somehow it just seems like you
hmm.
can't get away from it. Everything is
Well,
like
that's the 80-20 rule, girl.
yeah,
You could try your best, but 20% of it's still gonna be,
yeah, yeah,
girl, because even the
yeah,
water is toxic, girl.
yeah, yep.
Crazy.
It's like you just all you can do is do your best. Like
Pray to
that's about
Lord. Pray to
yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, girl,
Yes.
it's crazy. Yeah, we're trying our best with what we got, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, girl. Oh yeah, and we're hoping to close within the next week or so on a house. We're trying to get we got everything done for it so far.
Yeah, I'm
But
excited.
we're gonna come do an appraisal on the house, and then what's it called? I'm sure we'll have to sign stuff after that. But yeah, girl. And I need to look into some stuff for her since she's little seizure little thing now, little seizuring girl. I need to
Yeah.
look into some stuff. Some people recommended that have seizures, and then there are kids too that just like a pad, almost like a heating pad, you put under her like fitted sheet, so it's like on top of the mattress, but then you put the fitted sheet over it. It's like a pad that detects when they're shaking, and
Like
so it'll let you know on your
the
phone.
movement, a
And then
sensor.
yeah, and then there's like those little owl things where it kind of detects their oxygen levels and their heart rate.
Yeah.
You put it on their feet at night
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
I want to get one of those too, but girl, there's like a cheaper one for like I think $100.
Yeah.
But the
Put it
one
on
name
the
brand,
Christmas wish list. Let me
yeah,
see.
wish list, girl.
Let's see. We
I
don't.
just don't know. Like
Yeah, we
I
don't
have to
even
talk.
know. Let me read some of the comments. Oh, look at
Uh,
her. Says
thank
we don't
you. Look,
even know what the organic stuff is if it's really organic. I know
yeah,
for
right.
it to qualify for organic, I mean there's a certain amount that can be and like even of toxins or poisons or whatever you classify it is, like there's a level, a minimum level or a maximum level that it can have and it's still considered organic. Same thing with like a bunch of different things like that.
Well,
Goes.
I'll tell you what. This hospital, they had some great vegetables, good food,
Yeah.
and you could tell a difference. You could really
Yeah.
tell a difference. I don't shop at
Yeah.
Walmart no more for food. I don't shop there no more. If anything, I'll go to the Mexican stores. They got way better produce. And like, cause girl, I don't know. It's like, cause we'll grow our own onions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We'll grow like green onions, some other stuff too, peppers, stuff like that, and it's just so
Hmm.
much better. And it's like everything's all rotten and everything from Walmart, and but it's like it's crazy because even just growing your own food as organic can look different than other organic foods
Yeah.
from Walmart. Organic carrots, and they're like that long. Like, come on now.
Mhm.
Or like that skinny. Like, no, when you grow your own, it could be the same kind. It is gonna be at least that thick around,
And
not no
it's
little
not.
skinny.
Yeah, because they try to
Mm-mm.
go for a certain look, so that's the thing. Because if they really saw what the nature grew, it would be all twisted up. It would be
Yeah.
deformed looking in some of that stuff, and we're gonna look at it like,
Mm-hmm.
ooh, there's something wrong with that. Like, oh no, we don't want that. That's why they go for a certain type of look and all that. But let me see. Yeah, all we can do is
Censorship.
pray. Oh, have we been praying the last few days for sure?
Oh
Extra
yeah,
extra prayers.
girl. I've been reaching out to churches, to people, random people online,
The
girl, telling
prayer
them pray
train.
for my
Yeah.
daughter.
Yeah.
Girl,
Yeah.
I'm just girl. You didn't know how happy I was whenever her MRI came back good. She ain't got
Yeah.
no like too much going on. Yeah,
Yeah.
girl, your little head is good, girl.
Yeah. Her little arms all twisted under.
Yeah,
Uh,
let her chew on that with those little
then
teeth.
hot pink frogs. Like what happened just got here. Well, basically, we had to. They had to take Cora. Oh my God, I'm thinking Cora. Baby Dia to the ER because she ended up having a seizure, a noticeable seizure, because we think
Multiple,
she's been
multiple
having them, and
seizures,
we
girl.
just didn't know. We had no idea. And then she was basically diagnosed with focal epilepsy. So that's
Yeah,
the
and
kind of
then
seizures
absent.
that she has, and the absence one, which can,
Well, she's diagnosed with focal, but they said
yeah,
that it is possible to have the absent kind of ones.
yeah,
Yeah, girl, because it's not like her temperature. She didn't have no fever. She wasn't sick or whatever.
yeah,
It's just her
yeah,
little head, girl. Her
yeah.
little head back here is kind of. It just happens back here
Hmm.
where she gets a little crunk.
That's why she always had turned like and done, and like
She was
it was
probably
that.
seasoned like the whole time.
Yeah, it looked so mild where it was just like the baby just, oh, she just favors that side, like that's it. That's what it seemed like all this time. And
Yeah,
now we
because she
know,
would
now
like
we know
bob her
why.
head.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, maybe she's, trying to strengthen her little muscles on her neck. Nah,
Yeah.
girl, look. See? Oh, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, and all
Yeah,
that
girl.
time I thought, well, maybe she's like doing too much of tummy time, and then she just gets tired with her little big head. But
Yeah,
no,
girl.
that's probably what it's been since your belly.
Yeah, because I kept telling Hayden and then you too and the
Yeah.
doctors. I think she's having seizures in my stomach because there'll be
Yeah.
like 7 seconds, 7 to 10 seconds worth of her just going crazy. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't feel like no, little
Yeah,
kicks or
because you
whatever.
used to describe them as flutters, like she would just like be
Yeah, like,
like,
ooh,
yeah.
yeah, girl. They'd be
And I
like,
was
I
like,
know it's fine.
yeah, and I would tell Cora, well, maybe she has hiccups or something, because I remember you having hiccups, or it seemed like a hiccup one episode one time when you were in my belly. It seemed like a hiccup movement that you did,
Nah, girl, that
and
was different.
but it
'Cause I
never
felt.
it never happened again. And with you described it way different.
Mm-hmm. Poor nugget.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just didn't realize that even a seizure can just even look like people and are just zoned out, just kind of frozen in time. Like that's what they look
Mhm.
like. They're just like they're
Yeah, that
just
was like
there,
the
and
whole
then all of
time.
a sudden they, like, it could be that
Yeah, because
mild
the whole
looking.
time before that, she was just like, and I
Yeah.
was like, hello, hello, hello. She was just,
Mhm.
and I was like,
Yeah.
what the frick? Looking up, and
Yeah.
then, yeah, it's like maybe she's tired or whatever. 'Cause she would kind of snap back into it
Yeah.
because usually, is she hungry? She trying to eat and everything, but she was just, I was
Mhm.
like, what's going on? And then she had her little thing going. I was like, oh no, that ain't right. And then after that too, she was just,
Yeah.
like she'll snap back into it. So I'm like, oh, maybe she's staring at something. I don't know. Nah,
Yeah,
girl.
yeah, she would just like zone out in her own little world, and we're like, well, what's going on? Obviously she
Yeah.
can't tell us. Even if she like babbles something, we don't know what she's saying.
Mhm.
Let me see. Get that garden started as soon as you can, Cora. Feed your baby wholesome produce. Yes. And then
Sure.
Hopping Frog says, did it happen after the vaccines? Well, the
Yeah.
noticeable ones for sure.
Yeah.
I know she had a bad
Because
reaction to the vaccines,
the
but
last time vaccines were her 2 month ones, and they were supposedly like we couldn't pick and choose. They were all in like one vaccine, so it
yeah,
just had multiple where they get you. I was
yeah,
like, nah, what the freak? Why do I need this? Why she need that? Well,
yeah,
we can't, whatever. And I was
yeah.
like,
We
man, I'm
can't
already.
really separate them. They come together as like a whole group. And
And then
Cora
it's like,
was,
well, if you don't take them, she can die, or she could, whatever. I'm like,
yeah, yeah.
man,
They
why y'all gotta
scare,
say
they
that?
scare they scare you to where like,
Yeah,
oh my god, if she don't take this, then she's gonna die. And
because
they group them
I had thought
together,
that.
and because it ended up where at
Yeah,
first it was more of a Cora didn't really want any, and Cora and Hayden didn't really want vaccines, and I support that. But then they got to like, okay, well, maybe there might be something that would help her, but we need to research and this and that. But you can't like really pick and choose when the one that you want to have comes along with three, four, five other ones, and then they just combine it, and they're like, well, we can't separate them. This is how it is.
Dr. Paul Thomas. Yeah, because in Texas you don't have to, but see, I'm trying to like
Okay.
prevent guests coming to the house too, because you already know how them people are. Oh, you don't want to vaccine your kids, this and that. But like for me,
Hmm.
because they kept telling me, they guilt tripped me, talking about, well, she can die, this and that. It's this possibility chance she could die. I'm like, why are
Yeah.
you even saying that to me? But then I
Yeah.
got scared.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, whatever. But I had one. I think it was like towards the end of my second. I think like the first
Well,
couple
thanks,
days of my
Hopping
third.
Frog.
Huh?
I said thank you to Hopping Frogs.
Oh,
She said, do your
yeah,
research for sure. And parents, yeah, yeah, good deal.
yeah. Whew, thank you. Yeah, yeah. Because then I ended up taking it because they're like, well, this and that. They could die when they're born or whatever. So I'm scared. So then, yeah, I took that Tdap. I was sicker than a dog. But then after that, that's when she started doing those like craziness in my belly.
Yeah.
And then at her first ones, because they told me, well, they told me the K-12 and the eye cream, they had to do that. But I'm like, why'd you have to do the eye cream? I don't have nothing else going on. Y'all test me and everything. What you got to do that for? Oh,
Yeah.
well, it's just hospital policy. Uh huh. But
Yeah.
then the other shot, the hepatitis B or whatever, I told them I didn't want that.
Mm.
But the time when they were gonna give that to her, I was like so tired. So my mom was watching her. And that's why I told you to go back there with her when they were testing, but I don't think you did. Because I was going to tell them no. I kept telling them no, no, no. Girl, they ended up giving it to her, girl. I was like, man. But yeah, girl. I was every time I was like, no, I'm going to the back. Girl, I was so tired. And,
Yeah.
but yeah, so then yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
some
because even with
yeah.
when Cora was younger, they would always like give you that scare tactic where, oh well, I mean you could sign a form, declining or against medical advice or against medical whatever they call it, but it's up to you, but it's not guaranteed that blah 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 blah. And there was a few times where we would sign that form for when Cora was we didn't agree to whatever they wanted to do, and we just wanted to take her home or not have her do some medical against medical advice. That's what it is. That
Mm-hmm.
form, and they always do like in their own way where they want to seem so educated and so this and so that, and they just want to scare you really bad to where, oh,
Yeah.
this can happen or that can happen, or we don't, maybe like they don't bluntly say, well, maybe CPS can be involved, but like they give you the little hints, a little like type of stuff like that, and they scare you to it.
Yeah, talking about neglect and all this and that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I was like, oh man, because whenever we were at the hospital with her this, past few days, they did an abuse test. And I mean, I'm glad they do that because you
Yeah.
never know how many kids just be drugged up and everything. But
Yeah.
they all came back negative, of
Good.
course.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, like testing like
Yeah.
for like all
Go
kinds of
ahead,
different.
test her. That's better for you,
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. Girl, imagine I was one of those. You ain't testing her for that, girl. They would have
Yeah.
had somebody right there real quick. What do you mean, girl? But yeah, I'm glad they
Yeah.
do those testing though, especially in Dallas, girl.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and luckily, like, um, Cora told them that she wanted to, like, even if she had to, like, pay for this and pay for that, she didn't want to have to do appointment after appointment after appointment and referral. Like, she wanted it all done right then and there before she
Yeah,
got, uh,
I
because
didn't know.
then you're dealing with like a whole year or two of processing. If they find something, if they don't find something, well, we'll check again in your next appointment or come back or this or that. And that way it's all like the EEG, the CAT scan, the MRI, like it's all like, let's knock it out right now, like for sure. Because sometimes they want to drag their feet. But let me see.
Yeah, girl, because I was telling them I don't know if my insurance. That's the thing. I don't know if my insurance or her insurance is still covered because we're. I could have sworn I was trying to cancel it. They just haven't got back to me yet. I'm trying to switch her to a different one. Blah blah blah. So
Yeah,
I'd prefer just to like do this all at once, so then I could just go ahead and start paying for it or whatever. Um, if it's cash pay, then I'll just, pay for it, get it all, whatever, taken care of.
yeah,
The real people like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Because they were saying, sometimes it's faster, sometimes it's easier, to go outpatient. I was like, nah, come on, let's just get
it,
all this done today. Come on, y'all.
yeah.
I know
It
you
can't be
need
any
rest,
easier and
but
any faster than you guys doing all that you need to do like right now.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
because they typically have people working, so come take her. So that's why, they're like, well, just go home and then your day off or whatever, you guys can set up an appointment. I'm
yeah.
like, no, I'm here with her 24/7. We good.
Hmm.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah. Now I'm like, oh my god. Anytime I see that poor girl do some weird
I
movement,
know.
I think, oh my god, she sees it. Now I'm like all paranoid. But yeah, even what I grew up thinking, and I'm pretty sure I even heard to like where you put something in their tongue so they don't swallow it, so this and that when they're sneezing
Mm-hmm.
and all that.
Like
Like,
a spoon or something that you're holding and like hold their tongue from
yeah,
their teeth or
they say don't
whatever.
do that because if
Because
anything,
there
you
was
put.
this one girl that I remember whenever I was younger that she would always have seizures whenever she ate too much sugar. So she wasn't allowed to have sweets. And so she was one of those though that had the foam at the mouth going
Mm,
crazy. And
yeah, yeah.
so we would turn her, they said to turn her on her side and
Hmm.
then hold her tongue down or whatever. That's what they had going on. I don't
Yeah,
know, for whatever reason it ain't like that. I don't know
yeah,
why they were doing that, but yeah, supposedly you're supposed to just lay her down and start recording. That's what they said. Lay her down, start recording. If she starts like foaming or throwing up, just turn her head to the side. And
yeah,
if it lasts more than 5 minutes, you got your recording out, so you're timing it. If it lasts longer than that, then what's it called?
yeah,
If it lasts longer than
exactly.
5 minutes, take that medicine. But yeah, I know we all
Yeah, yeah, that's
thought that
exactly
was.
like the information. I guess we just need to keep up on it because we just that's how we grew up. That's what we were taught, or that's what we heard. That's what we took in, and then that's just how it is. But I mean, things change, they improve, and they they definitely they definitely improve over time. So yeah, But that's what I grew up thinking too. Like, something in so they don't swallow their tongue or something. Like they would freak us out like that too. But
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She is resilient. Little chunk. Look at
Hmm.
her. Already playing with my wallet.
Oh my gosh, that hair has to grow back in sometime.
It's kind of growing now.
Yeah, look at her little hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think her hair was like that because she had the cradle cap up here, and that's pretty much all gone now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty much. There's like a little bit of tiny little tiny flakes now and then, but pretty
yeah,
much, yeah.
yeah. That's why her little hair is growing now. But yeah, she had
Yeah.
like the softest little balding man little hair right here. It was super soft, but like that's all basically what she had, just a little bit of hair right here when she was born.
Mhm. Well, she had more hair probably than when she was born, but it was like we thought that was bald until it got bald. Then she actually had nothing except for her little bits on the end.
Yeah,
Yeah, girl. And then that's all she has pretty much. And then like a patch up here that's pretty long.
that's to do her
Yeah,
little
girl.
comb over.
Yeah,
Oh
you see
yeah, I
it?
see it. I see it.
Just spike it up, color alfalfa.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Girl.
Alpha Fina. Let me see. Right, definitely improve. It's all trial and error. As we learn as we grow. That's for sure. It'll grow back
Mm-hmm.
fast, thick and beautiful. Yes,
Yeah.
because both her mom and dad have thick, beautiful hair. So she
Yeah, I don't
looks.
know
She
how
looks
she came out bald unless she got it from you, girl. My
I
mama
know
came out
when I
bald
was a
and
baby, I was bald too. So
oh
plus she has my name. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I hear a lot though, because even some people in there, they were born bald. They were saying, and they have curly hair like yours.
Yeah,
So it's probably she gonna have some type of curliness going on, probably.
maybe.
Because Hayden's mom has it curly too, but not like your curly, just a
Yeah.
little bit less, but pretty curly. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's the theory that my mom had. Because all my other siblings were born with a lot of hair, but I was bald, and when mine grew out, it was curly hair. And
Mm-mm-mm.
Cora named my grandbaby after me, and I was like, "Oh, imagine if she comes out with no hair, she'll be bald, and then when it grows out, it'll be curly like mine." Well, so far we got the first part, and she's a little
Yeah.
baldy. We'll
And
see how it
attitude,
grows
girl.
out.
She talks a lot and with attitude. That's you,
Oh,
straight up.
oh no, those
Mm-hmm.
are two opposite things that I have, Cora. Come on now.
Yeah, girl. She loves putting her little feet up.
Yeah, she loves always touching her mommy with her feet, just like that, and watching Miss Rachel on the TV. Ah, look at her smile. She loves Miss Rachel. It's a show. Yeah, that's her right there. I
Yeah, I
think
had to
that's
put
her
that on
favorite
for
show.
her. I was trying to baby the crap out of her as much as I could in the hospital, girl. She was in so much pain. Little
Hmm.
chunk. Girl, and then Hayden and I, we were both crying when she got her little IV. They had to do it twice because the first time they couldn't get it. Then they had to have some other dude come in with a better light to look in her veins and stuff.
Yeah,
Poor baby. Yeah, it's kind of bruised up a little bit today on this one first side.
yeah,
Her
yeah,
knuckles just have sticky on it, that's all. But it's just a little bit right there in the middle.
yeah,
Then
yeah.
I
Because
haven't looked at it.
yeah, they discharged her yesterday, late yesterday. So
Yeah,
they're finally home.
yeah.
See, it would have been
Heck
nice
yeah.
if she had black curly hair like Dia. I know, right?
Yeah, that would be
That would
crazy.
be my little mini me for sure.
She'd be little Goldilocks.
Oh yeah, yeah. Her hair is a lot lighter. But oh yeah, Miss Rachel was my granddaughter's virtual teacher. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, look at her. She look like she's tired. She had just ate, so her little belly's full. She's just stretching away. Yeah, guys, I just wanted to share that about my grandbaby, and if you guys are
Man,
the praying type, please keep praying for her.
I tell y'all what, and thank you for y'all prayers too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we'll see you, little shed of mine. Thanks for all your
Okay. Yeah. Thank
advice and
you.
everything.
Yes, definitely.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
watching. Girl, yeah, because I went to go get my medicine because I had, well, hers. I had to go get it to make sure that, they have to see and witness me with it.
Mhm.
And so the nurse, she tried to go get it for me, but then they like said I needed a copay, so she came back up and they called her when she got here. She was like, well, they just said that it was free, so do you want to
Yeah.
go get it, or she said I can go get it again, but if you want I could stay here and you can go get it
Yeah.
and
She
watch the
wanted to be
baby.
with the baby.
Yeah, I come in, I walk back in the room, and there's like 6, 7, 8 different like nurses, just like, oh my god, you're so cute. They're
Oh,
like, oh
yeah. They
my
fell in love with her.
god, yeah, girl. She was just pretty much all smiles, and then she would just lay in their arms, just all kinds of cuddled up and chill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't help but melt and feel so bad for these babies at the same time because they're hooked up to like all
Mhm.
these tubes and IVs and like, oh,
Yeah, girl.
poor babies.
I didn't realize how common it was for, because it starts around like 6 months is pretty common for people like the kids who have seizures. They usually start at like 6 months.
Wow.
Crazy. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, she's too small for all this.
Yeah. But then I was going on that rabbit hole researching on YouTube, and you see a lot of shorts, and there was even babies that look like they're like fresh. They're like newborns having seizures, and it's so sad to see them. My gosh.
Hmm. Girl, over here the other day, it's the second baby they found this month that was deceased in a
Mm.
trash can. One of them was on the side of the road, just face down, and then this other one was in a really rich neighborhood, a gated community and everything, girl. Just in a dang trash can. I can't
Oh,
believe being a trash man seeing that. That's who called. They were like, man,
yeah, I
the
remember you
freak is
telling me
going
that
on?
yesterday. That is just horrific. It's so sad. It is so sad.
Yeah, then they're talking about like people like all talking about it. They're like, well, that's what happens when you take abortions away. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. You could
Mm-mm.
have took it to a fire station or something. That's just so sad.
It is. It
Poor
is.
babies.
Yeah. Uh,
Especially
uh,
this one having seizures, girl. I'm like, man, ain't no way. I try to do what I can to help this one.
yeah. Yeah. But then, yeah. And Cora yesterday was telling me, "Oh man, we have to give Baby Dia all this extra lovings, and we gotta love on her so much more." And she was kind of telling me about that, and
Mm-hmm.
I was telling her, "Oh, that's good because whenever I try to like carry her too much, according to Cora,
Mm.
and
Mm-mm-mm.
I'm grandma. Of course, I'm gonna be extra with her, but like I try to even like talk to her, carry her, give her like all this extra attention, and
Girl,
I'm
because you're
like
like,
they don't want to be. They're like,
like, girl, like,
I
girl,
do
talk to
not,
her
I do
better.
not. And
Yes,
I
you
told
do.
Cora, well, now you can't complain if I'm giving her all this extra attention and all this extra lovings and all this extra stuff because it is what it is. Like, now I can do it even more, and you can't say nothing because yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll let it slide. Girl, Kid Kennedy, you ain't lying.
that
You
was
ain't
the
lying.
protocol
Demon
back in the
possessed,
day.
a
Medicine
witch.
is more advanced. People who have seizures way back in the old days were either crazy or demon possessed. Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
I can understand why some of them do look because their eyes just go, they just look crazy looking. They sure do. Yeah, yeah,
That's what Hayden thought. Maybe she, something was, messing with her or something. But
yeah,
yeah, that was insane. Luckily, they
yeah,
saw in her brain.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that was
way
scary.
that they would treat the people back way back when was horrific. It was horrible. They would
Mm-hmm.
just do like the shock therapy, the lobotomies, and mistreat them, not feed them right, and all those
Girl, they would have
asylum
done
places. Oh,
got rid of her already. Poor Nugget.
it was horrible for sure.
Yeah, and everyone that we're talking to, like Hayden's friends and stuff, a lot of them had like a sibling or a cousin or like one of his friends' daughters had seizures too, and they all like pretty much grew out of it. I was
Mm.
like, dang, yeah, hopefully it's the same way. She just grows out of it.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so.
Just glad it's epilepsy, not no tumor or anything like that.
Yeah,
Gosh. Oh girl, I was so happy with those results. I was like, yeah, we could do epilepsy. That's cool. Ooh, girl.
yeah, because she can still have such a great life. And like if she had masses in her brain and have to have surgery and all, oh,
Ugh. Yeah,
so
girl. And a
yeah.
lot of those are like terminal, girl.
Hmm.
She
Yeah,
only have
so
like a few years.
yeah, so
Ooh, thank
we were
God.
definitely very happy she didn't have anything like that.
She got the best of what could have been, girl.
Yeah, the
Well,
best.
what that chick say? What she say? The burden that has been undone or had been, girl. What the freak? If if that's what it is, girl. Okay, that's nice,
Girl, that's so
girl.
random.
Girl, I don't know. She just because I'm trying to talk and I'm trying to like say what I'm trying to say, and I say it all jacked up, and that's what it reminds me of. The
Oh god.
undone, what the head, the burden had done had been. Oh, girl, what the
Mm,
freak? But yeah, girl.
yeah.
Little seasoning over here.
Mm.
I was thinking of calling her a little eclipse because she got the epilepsy. Eclipse, epilepsy. I don't
Your
know. It just
volume
kind of
kind of
rhymes
went
with me.
down, unless
My
I'm the one
volume, you
that's
hear
not
me?
hearing you.
You heard me? You heard
It
me?
sounds really low.
Do you hear me?
I don't know if
Do
it's
you
my
hear me?
end. I can hear you, but like I can barely hear you.
You heard me now?
I still hear you the same, like
All
barely.
right. Well,
I guess that's a sign that
that's it right there.
it's time to
Phew.
say bye bye to everybody on here. I think she's falling asleep. So I don't know if it's you guys can't hear me or you can't hear Cora, but anyhow, I thank you guys for being on here and all your input and your advice and everything. Look at her, she fell asleep. Aw, sweet baby. She's so wore out. Poor girl.
Yeah, she
Oh
been
my
up
gosh,
since
it
like
sleeps
6
like
in the
her
morning
mama, all
today.
crazy like that. Anyhow, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you being here and listening to us and educating us, giving us advice and your experience as well. And we're just on here talking about it because I know you guys are, you know, wanting to know about Baby Dia and you've been following us for a while, but also to,
Yeah, girl. Well, she done froze on my screen. I don't know if she's still talking or if y'all can't hear me. Maybe I froze, but have a good day. I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. Oh,
yeah,
she done left. Oh, there you are. Oh, she froze again. All right, y'all. I assume you can hear me. Thank you for all of your advice and prayers for my little nugget right here. And we'll talk at y'all later. Okay, yeah, she just keep freezing. Unless it's me, I don't know. But all right, thank you guys. Have a good day. Thanks for watching. And then coffee club dia. Yeah, woo.